Hi everyone, this is my EDL 854 introductory video for building finance. My name is Marlene Dodge. I work for High Plains Educational Cooperative in Ulysses High School. Prior to that, I was a teacher for 12 years in special education in Florida. I moved to Ulysses, Kansas in 2010. I've been with High Plains for 9 years. I absolutely love what I do, but I'm really excited about getting to move into an administrative position in the future. When I'm not at work, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I am a ranch hand. We have a bunch of cows and goats and horses, and our goats and cows are all about ready to have babies, so my semester is going to be crazy. On top of that, I've got a home remodel going on, and I still try and get a run in each and every day. 10 things of significance that I got from the reading. There's two different trains of thought in schools. Site and school-based management. I think more and more they're going to try and move toward that school-based management, which our school has already done. The central office does give a certain amount of money to each of our schools, and the principals are allowed to use it as they see fit. The big decisions, though, still remain with central office. Things such as book adoptions or big maintenance projects for schools, trying to figure out which school has more of a need. That comes down to central office making those decisions. One of the things I thought was really odd, and I had never really thought about it, was the thought of principals having to manage maintenance crews and people that may cut grass for the schools and things like that. And personally, if I were a principal, I would much prefer that central office would be handling that. That would definitely be a learning curve that I would have to get used to as a principal, because that would be so outside the realm of anything I've ever done before. Principals need to make their voices heard to legislatures and bureaucrats. With 92% of the money being directed as to where we're going to spend it by these groups, it's so vital that principals and superintendents get their voices out there as to where we really do need that money spent. And I think if we don't get our voices out there, that our complaints are invalid. I think if you want to be able to complain about something, you better be doing something to put your voice out there and to make sure that your opinion is being heard. On top of that, there's a few things I might bounce around these next couple things a little bit. The one-size-fits-all model, and then solid data and evidence to show needs are warranted. I think those almost go hand in hand. With the one-size-fits-all model, I think that's detrimental to schools. I think that schools definitely vary in how the staff that they need, how many administrators they need, the librarians, the counselors. Some may need fewer than others, and I think that in order for schools to really get those needs met, they need to have the evidence and data to show that those positions are warranted, or the lack of them, that a school can do it without them. The allotments for specific programs, I am a little torn on those, because I do see a need to have some strings attached, because I do think some programs would cease to exist in schools if the strings weren't there. However, I do think that a lot of times there is way too much money poured into certain programs, and professional development is one of the areas that we struggle with at times, even with High Plains, to where we look at the money that we have to use on professional development. We know we can do it more efficiently. Yet that money is tied up in professional development and it can't be shifted anywhere else. So I think that's something that principals need to understand, that there are a lot of those specific programs that you have to keep the money in that place. And it may be something that we just need to work harder with legislators and bureaucrats to try and change that, so there aren't so many strings attached to each of those programs. Deficits in school districts are detrimental. Working in Florida for 12 years, I worked in districts that had $1 to $2 million, maybe plus deficits. You never knew if you were going to have a job the following year. You didn't even know if your school was going to be open the following year. So definitely districts following a financial plan, staying within their means, not creating these deficits that are almost impossible to dig yourself out of, is so important as a principal. The last two things were from the last reading I read with the spreadsheets that were a little bit overwhelming. But what I pulled from that is that there is definitely a major importance on making sure that whoever you hire to do your accounting in your school better be knowledgeable and better be very good at their job, or it's going to make your job much more difficult. The upside to the end of that article was all the different programs that are available for schools that will help with all that accounting nightmare that we're going to encounter as administrators. As far as what I've witnessed or not witnessed with my principal, I haven't witnessed a whole lot of the financial end of anything. The only thing I've really noticed is that he signs off on a lot of activity funds. He relays our budget to us to let us know what money is available for classroom projects. He lets us know about budget cuts, which we never want to hear about. Other than that, I think he is so consumed with how much work he has in every other area that he is too busy working on this stuff during the day for everyone else, that a lot of times I think the financial stuff falls either in the mornings, at night, or probably on his own time on the weekends. Concerns as a future leader, time will always be a concern. I think it's so difficult, the amount of multitasking that you need as an administrator. I think one of the big things with finances is making others understand. People get very angry over why isn't there money, and there are so many different reasons as to why you can't shift money around, or sometimes why that money isn't available, that it's really difficult sometimes for principals to get their point across to everybody. Avoiding deficits, that's a given, and helping teachers to be resourceful when there are times of budget cuts and budget limitations. And as a High Plains Educational Co-op employee, I hope to stay within that company. And so one of my future concerns is advocating funding for special education. Some districts are really willing to cooperate money-wise and financially with us, and some districts are more difficult. So I know that there's going to be a whole lot of conversation and a whole lot of just helping them understand what we do and how that money serves them best. And so here are the references that I used for my slideshow, and I look forward to learning with everybody, and I hope everybody has a great semester. Thank you.